Hi, I'm Mark Anthony Tierno, author of Maldene. Recently I'd asked somebody, for a bit of advice on how to market, because let's face it, I'm a great writer, but on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as knowing how to market myself, I'm about a -3. Anyway, the first thing he asks is, okay, what's Maldene's theme? And I hadn't really given too much thought for it, because I was too busy trying to make one fantastic story. Now, there are several themes that sort of escape into the story, because I write life, basically. In the process of trying to create a story as believable as possible, you create a world as believable as possible, with all little details, from what's where to society to whatever, and in the process, you end up creating several themes, whether you're actually consciously aware of it or not. And there are a few themes later on in the books when I was going through the story and realized just a little bit of nip and tuck here and there. And I could say something about one thing or another without actually mauling the story. One of my earliest reviews of the first book was by my old yoga teacher. And she's also the one where I got my tagline on the website from by the way. Anyway, she'd caught a theme of friendship among the characters and also faith. And I thought, gee, great. Like I said, one of several different things you can pick out of there. But I had to answer this question, what's the theme, what are you trying to say in the books? So I asked a friend of mine, Mike, because he's read, it's a 13-book series. I've been saying that. And he's basically my beta reader. And so he's read the entire series, all 13 books, about a dozen times each. He can practically speak the language like a native. So if there's anyone to ask, I said, okay, I'll ask him what he thinks that the actual theme is. And he came back with an answer that I guess it shouldn't surprise me, because it's sort of deep within my soul anyway. But it does sort of make a sense, and I thought I'd actually share that. Now, keep in mind, his analysis is the theme for the whole series, for all 13 books. And there's maybe one reference in there that may be a little bit of a spoiler, and that it references a few things in the plot coming around in book 12. But anyway, let me just drag this over, and I'll read off verbatim exactly what he wrote. And keep in mind, he's actually referencing the whole series. Maldene, to me, had a message of hope. There were many times throughout the story, all books, where it would seem there was no hope. I mean, how bad is it when angels and demons are fighting side by side and have lost their hatred? Is that sad or hopeful? Can it be both? I think so. They've set aside their nature to fight something worse than their own pig-headedness. I must say, as a theme, I like that. If I had to have one overarching theme, hope would be a good one. And there are several times throughout the series where things get pretty dark. Yes, there's a part in there, as you said, where there's angels and demons fighting side by side, and you gotta wonder, well, what the heck can lead to that one? I ain't telling you, gotta read to get there. Anyhow, it does get pretty dark, and yet somehow through all this, the heroes, they're going to find a way, because they never give up. They always have hope. They're always going to find something, because that's what heroes do. The heroes aren't heroes because they go into the story knowing how to do everything. In fact, some of them, especially in some of the better stories, get pummeled pretty badly. But heroes are heroes because they don't give up, and they have that one thing deep down in their soul, hope. So if there is an overarching theme for Maldene, and probably a lot of other things I write, then let it be hope. Thank you.